Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. LeBron's defense is keeping Lakers afloat against Timberwolves. First, I want to give credit to the Minnesota Timberwolves. There are two sides to every series, even if this article is more focused on the Lakers side. Ant is making the right plays when he gets double-teamed and sometimes seems unstoppable when he finds a matchup he likes in single coverage. The Wolves are outscoring the Lakers by 7 points every game on average. The Los Angeles Lakers had to make an adjustment to the Wolves rather than the Wolves making an adjustment to them by going small. The Wolves are winning this series more than the Lakers are losing it. But LeBron's effort on defense has to be acknowledged. The Lakers' traditional starting center, Jackson Hayes, played 4 minutes yesterday. He's probably going to average -6 minutes per game for the rest of the series. The Lakers are severely lacking in big bodies. Somebody has to step up and deter some shots. Here's LeBron. He is billed at 6'9", and after the aforementioned Jackson Hayes, he was the tallest Laker to get minutes in this game. He is, by default, going to be playing some form of big while the small lineup is out there. The lineup of LeBron James, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic played 27 minutes together last night, per the NBA.com stats page. Their respective heights are 6'9", 6'7", 6'8", 6'5", and 6'6". They are going up against a Wolves team with a 6'9" Julius Randle, a 6'9" Jaden McDaniels, a 6'9" Naz Reid, and a 7'1" Rudy Gobert. There have only been about 10 minutes this series where there have not been at least 2 of those 4 players on the court, per PepStats. Here's something incredible that was, oddly, found by StatMuse. For those who may not know, a stock is either a steal or a block. So LeBron's 17 stocks means that he has more combined steals and blocks than anyone else in the playoffs. At 40. LeBron James played 46 minutes last night. He had 27 points on over 50% shooting, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 blocks and 3 steals. All of LeBron's blocks came in the fourth quarter, after he had already passed his average minutes load for the regular season. At 40. I don't understand how he keeps managing to do stuff like this. One of these times, it's going to be the last time. I'm pretty sure I'm not ready for that. Lakers are down 3-1 because Rob Pelinka gave up on LeBron James, Anthony Davis. The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in desperation mode as their first-round NBA playoff series shifts back to Crypto.com Arena, and they're a loss from elimination. They find themselves in this spot because Rob Pelinka, Jeanie Buss, and the rest of the organization's leadership made the decision to ride out the string with LeBron James and Anthony Davis without investing further into that core. Lakers coach J.J. Redick reached such desperation Sunday that he played only 5 players in the second half of Game 4 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which Lakers Hall of Famer Magic Johnson criticized Redick for. Now, before people overreact to the headline, this isn't to say Pelinka shouldn't have made the Luka Doncic trade. That was clearly the right move, especially at that price, and you make that deal 101 times out of 100. The problem is how ill-prepared the Lakers were for competing at the level they now need to after teaming up Doncic and James. Before this season, Pelinka spoke at length about internal investment and growth with an eye on the future. Hiring J.J. Redick, who had literally never coached before, was a move in this direction, too. The organization was clearly transitioning away from James and Davis and wanted to keep their powder dry for when one or both moved on. For years, Davis requested more depth at the center position so as to spend less time there. The Lakers balked for the entire final chapter of his time in LA and rotated a band of veteran minimum swings and misses, with the final result being this farce of a center rotation. During her press tour for Running Point, Buss even cited Davis's demand for a center as part of the reason they were ready to move on. heading into a postseason with only Jackson Hayes as the extent of your even marginally playable traditional centers is remarkably dumb. Pelinka knew this and, after acquiring Doncic, quickly pivoted to using Dalton Connect and draft capital to bring in Mark Williams, who, unfortunately, had the back of a 53-year-old father of 7. Thing is, by so quickly acting and acquiring a center, Pelinka gave up the goose. If he'd always been willing to trade Connect, who hasn't played a second in this series, in a trade to bring in more center help, he wouldn't have had to limit his choices, and the timing to a point where Williams' failed physical landed the Lakers in a spot where their only center is only trusted by Redick to play a handful of minutes in a crucial playoff game. Calls mount for Lakers to make Giannis Antetokounmpo move after Bucks news. The Milwaukee Bucks suffered a devastating blow this week when star guard Damian Lillard was diagnosed with a torn left Achilles tendon, an injury expected to sideline him for the entire 2025-26 season, via ESPN's Shams Charania. Lillard's absence not only ends his campaign prematurely but also leaves the Bucks thin at the point, fueling a growing chorus of calls for Milwaukee to consider trading perennial All-Star Giannis Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee entered the 2025 playoffs as the East's 5th seed but have stumbled out of the gate, falling into a 3-1 hole against the Indiana Pacers in the first round. Across the regular season, Antetokounmpo lived up to his two-time MVP billing, averaging 30.4 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 6.5 assists on 60.1% shooting, numbers that rank among the most dominant in league history. Yet with Lillard's injury and the team's playoff struggles, many fans argue that pairing Antetokounmpo with the Lakers' dynamic duo of LeBron James and Luka Doncic could vault Los Angeles into immediate title contention. Trade rumors have continued to swirl in and fans have hoped on social media to voice their opinion on a possible Antetokounmpo trade. "Send this guy to the Lakers," one fan wrote. Giannis villain arc in a Laker uniform alongside 77 is going to be so fun, man, another wrote. "I know a team in purple and gold who would be perfect for him. Time for Giannis to demand that trade to the Lakers," a third fan said. "Would trade everything to get him to the Lakers," another fan added. Meanwhile, the Lakers themselves are on the brink of elimination, trailing the Minnesota Timberwolves 3-1 in their own first-round series. A franchise that boasts 17 championships and 2 of the league's greatest players now finds itself scrambling to stay alive, ironically mirroring Milwaukee's precarious position. And you, fan? What do you think about Antetokounmpo's situation? Write to us in the comments.